Take your time.
All right, you are streaming.
Okay. Are we ready now? Everyone ready? Anybody not ready? Okay, very good. We'll begin the Planning Committee meeting of Akron City Council. I'd like to entertain a motion that we accept the minutes of the last meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The ayes have it. In terms of our regular list of legislation, we do not have any public hearings today. So aside from any concerns or comments, we'll just go ahead and move into the new list of legislation. That's okay with everyone. And Sarah, would you mind reading in the new legislation?
Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
Item number 2, ordinance authorizing a conditional use to construct a new housing development at 1870 Akron Peninsula Road and declaring an emergency.
Very good. I'd like a motion to refer that item.
So moved.
Second, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Guys have it. We'll refer item 2.
Item number 3, ordinance authorizing a conditional use to construct a gasoline service station at 944 Brown Street and declaring an emergency.
Very good. I'll entertain a motion. We refer this item.
So moved.
Second, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Guys have it. Thank you.
Item number 4, ordinance authorizing a conditional use to construct a storage facility at 711 Johnston Street and declaring an emergency.
Very good. I entertain a motion that we refer this item.
So moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Guys have it. Very good. Next item.
Item number 5, ordinance authorizing a conditional use to expand a restaurant, The Corral, and construct a new retail building at 1006 South Arlington Street and declaring an emergency.
Very good. Entertain a motion to refer this item.
So moved.
Second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Guys have it.
Item number 6, ordinance authorizing a conditional use to establish a child daycare business center type A at 451 Moline Avenue and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion to refer this item?
So moved.
Second, all
Sarah.
in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The ayes have it. Next item.
Item number 7, ordinance authorizing a conditional use to construct a horticulture and volunteer center at 714 North Portage Path and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Entertain a motion that we refer this item.
So moved.
All those in
Second.
favor- Second, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Number 8,
Next.
ordinance authorizing a conditional use to construct a 2-family dwelling at 764 Excelsior Avenue and declaring an emergency.
Very good. Is there a motion to refer this item?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Have it.
Item number 9 was withdrawn. Item number 10, ordinance declaring improvements to certain real property located in the Eastgate Urban Renewal Redevelopment Area to be a public purpose and exempt from real property taxation, declaring that construction and rehabilitation of certain real property is a public purpose, providing for the collection of service payments in lieu of taxes and the deposit of those service payments in the Urban Redevelopment Tax Increment Equivalent Fund, providing for the payment of a portion of said service payments to the Akron Public School District and declaring an emergency.
Very good. Thank you. Is there someone here to discuss this particular proposal?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yes, please. Ms. Craig, go forward.
Yes, so this piece of TIF legislation is for one of the offices constructed in the East End. Ernest & Young will be occupying the space. Actually, they have occupied the space since August, for the most part at least. They are mostly working from home though. This is 35 jobs that this office is holding, and all of the funds go back to the developer in accordance with the development agreement for this project. If you have any questions.
Yes, is there any questions from any committee members? I'm not seeing any. Is there a rush on this particular item?
We need to pass it by the end of the year.
Okay, very good. This is the basis for this particular legislation was previously addressed by City Council. I think it was in 2007, pursuant to the development agreement between IRG and the city and a number of other partners. So what I'd like to do is entertain a motion that we put this on the consent agenda in order to give everyone enough time, adequate amount of time to review this. And should they have any questions or comments, Ms. Craig, is it okay if they just come to you with those questions or comments?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. If they could CC me on those, I would certainly appreciate it. So not seeing any questions at this time. I'm gonna.
See that Councilman Malik has his hand raised.
Okay, I didn't see that. Mr. Malik.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. Just 2 quick questions. First, I know that the supporting exhibit for the ordinance has, a document that goes over what the categories for what the TIF will be used for. But Ms. Craig, could you talk just a little bit about what specific things they'll be used for at the property? And then 2, could we get a copy of the development agreement just to review over the next week?
I will forward the development agreement along. And then for this type of TIF, basically you can use it for any kind of public improvements. And those could be either public improvements that the city undertakes, and we keep the funds and we pay for those. Or it could be given back to the developer if they were the ones that funded the public improvement in the first place.
And just to follow up, do we know what specific things at the property those are going to be used for?
I don't know off the top of my head. Adele Roth is here. She can talk more about that.
Sure.
Hi. Yeah, so for this particular project, it's the old Goodyear headquarters, and the IRG has undertaken remodeling the entire building for new tenants. So all of the funds go back to the developer as part of their ability to undertake those improvements. So in the most cases, this is like going directly to pay for the improvements, the tenant improvements to make those spaces available for the tenants. But it also goes to some of the underlying infrastructure that IRG has had to put in place in order to make the project possible.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, Ms. Roth. Thank you, Mr. Malik, for that. Just for some of the folks who weren't around in 2007, this was a result of the negotiations between the city, the county, the state, and I think the federal government in reference to the Goodyear headquarters continuing to be in Akron. So this was all part of that whole thing. So just for a little bit of background for everyone. So so with that, is there any other further questions or comments? I'm not seeing anyone. Sarah, is there anyone?
I don't see
So
anything.
not seeing anyone. I'm sorry. Well, I'm on a delay here. It's kind of slow, but if there isn't anyone, I'd like to ask if we can get a motion for consent agenda for this item.
I'll make that motion for consent agenda, Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Kramer. I see a motion second. All those in favor of the consent agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Against? Very good. The ayes have it. Hearing none against, the ayes have it. We'll place on the consent agenda. We have one more item, I understand, Ms. Viviano.
Yes, ordinance approving the sale of a city-owned property pursuant to the city's A Lot for a Little program in order to facilitate the productive reuse of the property and to reduce the cost to the city and the taxpayers in maintaining vacant lots, determining said property is not needed for public use and declaring an emergency.
Okay, very good. Mr. Westcott, are you here on this particular item?
Yes, I am. Good afternoon, Councilman Fusco and council members. The city of Akron owns a property at 1129 Yorkshire. We're selling it for $2540 $2,542 for green space. We request your approval.
Okay, very good. Any questions or comments from anyone on the committee? Questions or comments? Very good. And from any council members? Mr. Westcott, is it okay if we place this item on the consent agenda?
Consent's fine. Thank you.
Very good. Okay, very good. At this moment, I'd like to entertain a motion for consent.
So moved.
A second, I heard, I think a motion and a second on the same. So with that, all those in favor of the consent agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Very good. The ayes have it. Okay, very good. I don't believe there's anything else, Ms. Viviano, to come before the committee. So therefore, we're adjourned. Thank you, Ms. Viviano. Take it away for the next meeting.
Okay, our next meeting will be the Rules Committee, and that's at 2:45. We're going to go ahead and end the live stream and end the meeting if you want to sign back in closer to 2:45. Thank you.